So what we're going to do now is I had a bit of a chat with Fadi from Voga Closet and also Ken from NAQEL Express, looking at the MENA region, and the classic cross-border markets, the ones that speak English for British retailers, obviously. But MENA is one of these regions that gets talked up a bit. But we're going to get some insight here as to how things are slightly, what you need to think about basically if you're targeting that region.
Okay, thank you for joining us at Delivery Summit 2022. Introduce yourselves. Fadi, over to you first, please.
Hi everyone, I'm Fadi. I'm the Chief Operating Officer at Voga Closet. We're a fashion and beauty marketplace specialized in selling into the MENA region.
Excellent, thanks very much. Ken.
Hi guys, my name's Ken Robertson. I'm responsible for the largest e-commerce delivery company, NAQEL Express, in the Middle East.
Great, thanks very much. So we're talking about the Middle East and North Africa. Why, in your opinion, do you think retailers should maybe look to that region? Fadi, do you want to kick us off?
Absolutely, yeah. So the Middle East and North Africa, I think it's a sizable market. The GCC is a sizable market in terms of addressable market. There is a good percentage of the population under 35 years old. They're tech-savvy people with a good mobile penetration, and they have good domestic, disposable income. So the Middle East really has a large audience of customers where we can access, and they have a nice appetite for Western brands. People are very aware of, global brands for, all sorts of fashion and merchandise, and they have an appetite for brands that are coming from the West.
Is there any examples of Western brands, particularly British brands, that have done quite well there?
So yeah, I mean, for us at Voga Closet, we have, like a great partner that we have is the Boohoo Group. So we work closely with the Boohoo Group, and we sell to consumers in the Middle East. And the Boohoo Group is one of the brands that have done extremely well in that market.
Excellent. Yeah, thanks, Ken.
If I may add, I think that the Middle East is a lost opportunity for companies in Europe and in the UK. You tend to find that when going cross-border, UK retailers look at the US, then they're going to Europe, and then probably Australia, New Zealand, Japan, and you're missing out on this big bucket of a very young population with high GDP per capita, high disposable income. Just go down to Knightsbridge and you'll see who's got the disposable income, and it's all missed. So I think it's a missed opportunity, and hopefully we can help you, realize that opportunity.
Yeah, and I suppose, in Britain, we kind of look to those markets that you mentioned because they speak English as well. Hence, it's a little bit easier just to do it. So, but if the first thing that we think about is, but there's going to be difficulties. So, what are the sort of key differences that they need to be aware of, and maybe important things that they need to take note of, Fadi?
Yeah, so I mean, the market itself, the customers are, as I said, young, tech savvy, looking for nice products, but there's also some limitations to be able to access the market. So payment, for example, is one of the limitations to be able to access the market. A good percentage of the customers still opt to pay on delivery. So we cash on delivery option. So basically, they'd like to pay when the driver turns up at their doorstep and pay that. So that creates, some challenges and some barriers to access that market. So it's very important, obviously, to be able to address that. And yeah, the next thing is people are looking for, because you're not fulfilling from within the region, then you need to be able to deliver to the consumers quickly. So speed of delivery is also something that consumers are, constantly looking for, and being able to deliver on your delivery promises and delivery aims. So I think these are, the things that people are looking at. Again, also, your whole value proposition in terms of, the collection you're offering and the price points and all of that. So obviously these are the key things, and consumers in the region are becoming more and more aware and more demanding in terms of requesting service, demanding speed, demanding the right price point. And yeah, returns as well is another thing that consumers are aware of, and we're seeing more and more customers are ordering multiple sizes, trying it on and returning what they don't like. So yeah, consumers are moving into, you know, like being at the stage where they need more things, and they request a premium service, quite likely so, to be honest.
And I know that it will vary by product category and things, but is there a sort of general sense that you can give of this is the expectation in terms of delivery time, this is the expectation around like returns and things like that?
It varies quite a lot, if I'm entirely honest, but you would expect a reasonable delivery time. So, you know, people know that the product is coming from a different country, so they allow a couple of extra days for you to deliver the product, but by no means they will allow, you know, a 2 to 3 week lead time or receive it via the post or any of that. That does not work, you know, anymore, at least for the segment we're in, the fashion and the beauty.
Yeah. Okay.
And returns again is becoming a standard thing over there. So you have to be able to offer the consumers an easy return option, the ability for them to go and drop it off locally and return it hassle-free. They need to see the refund in their account relatively quickly. They're not going to wait 3 to 4 weeks to get the money back. So yeah, this is...
Excellent, thanks. And Ken, what advice would you give to people about the differences?
Well, what I'd say with all of that, and Fadi's hit the nail on the head with all of those aspects. The one thing though is what I see with the packages we deliver is the basket values are generally up at about now 600-700 reals, which would be at about 150 to 180 pounds per order, which I think is not bad. So that's one thing. The second thing is the number of items per package that we carry is around 12 items per package, which is also very, very good when comparing to, I guess, what a retailer would be going through in the UK. Yeah? So those are the challenges. Fadi's right, though. Everything we do needs to be to door and handed over to a consignee in their hands rather than delivering at a doorstep. So that's important. And when taking that into consideration, with whatever you do, you make sure that you've got the right delivery partner. Otherwise, it can be a challenge. Yeah.
Yeah, well, let's talk about that then. What about when you're choosing a carrier then, Fadi, for that region?
Absolutely. So for us, I mean, the carriers and the logistics element is a key part in what we do, and it's very important to make sure that we select the right carrier, because as I mentioned, a lot of the orders, for example, get delivered on cash on delivery. So really, first of all, you need a carrier that is reliable, that's going to be there and ensures there is a good successful delivery percentage to your consumers. So that comes via making sure that's good infrastructure on the ground, a good communication network. So effectively with cash on delivery, for example, every delivery is by appointment. So you need a reliable partner on the other end that is able to carry your products and mind your best interest and ensures that they get the products to the customers and collects the right amount from the customer. And also, obviously, an important part of the cycle is making sure that you are able to recuperate the cash back to source. So again, that is a very critical part of the process, a good reconciliation operation, good reporting system. So this is absolutely critical in selecting the partner. The second thing is obviously speed. So with all of the challenges that the carriers are delivered with in terms of the address infrastructure is not up to speed or is not really very helpful in terms of delivering. So the carriers really have to come up with new ways and some technology to help them to be able to deliver to the consumers and streamline the processes. So yeah, you really need a carrier on the other end that is able to solve the delivery problems in terms of the address issues, find the time slot that works with the customer, meet that customer at the doorstep. So it's as Ken said, it's not just leaving it at the doorstep. You have to actually meet the customer at the doorstep and collect the right amount, have the right terminal at some stage, at some point to be able to collect the money, because cash is no longer also the preferred way of payment. So yeah, this is, I mean, overall, the carriers are a very essential part of the process in terms of serving the customers in the Middle East.
Yeah. Okay, Ken?
Yeah, so notwithstanding all of that, because it actually sounds quite difficult in terms of being a retailer and entering the market. The one thing I would say, though, is the guys that get it right, it's very, very rewarding. So that's very, very important. And then the second thing is when when choosing your carrier, understand infrastructure. We don't operate on a zip code. Yeah, so GPS locations are very, very important, and identifying the GPS locations. Also understanding the remoteness of some of the areas in the country, but that can also be very rewarding. And then like simple things that we've done with your delivery partner. So, for example, mobile phone, today we can get a credit card and tap the phone rather than having to have a point of sales machine with the courier. So the innovation in terms of technology and what have you is also very, very important. But I think all in all, if you get it right, it's very, very rewarding. And there are a number of UK retailers, including Voga Closet, that have managed to unlock that the potential in the market. Sadly, though, the majority is all Asia. Yeah, so just food for thought.
Yeah. All right. Well, great. Thanks very much for joining us today, and thanks for your insight.